Okay, so today I'm decorating this vintage gingerbread themed cake, and while I'm working on it, I want to have a conversation with you about something that I think is going to completely shift how you think about your bakery business. When most people think about starting a bakery or growing their bakery, they think they need to be able to do everything. Cakes, cookies, cupcakes, macarons, cake pops, all the flavors, every design trend. And I totally get it because I did the same thing. I thought that offering more meant I'd make more money. But then I learned something that completely changed my business and the way that I think about things. The fastest way to scale your business and actually make profit is not to do more. It's actually to get really good at just a handful of products. So today, while I'm decorating this cake using Kootek Cake Decorating Kit, which literally has everything that you need to decorate a beautiful cake. And while I do that, I'm gonna talk about why focusing on signature products and building systems around them is the secret to a profitable, scalable bakery business. So for this cake, this is going to be a cinnamon roll cake. I just took my vanilla cake and turned it into a cinnamon roll cake, along with, of course, none other than my dream cream buttercream. Something that's a little bit new for me, but still very simple and very holiday-esque. All right, so something that we don't talk about enough is creating signature items for our home bakery businesses. I work with a lot of home bakers, and a recurring theme that I see, wonderful, is bakers wanting to do all the things. And like I said, I get it, because I did too. You think if I offer cakes and cookies and cupcakes and macarons, I'll appeal to more people and get more orders, right? But here's what actually happens. You spread yourself way too thin. When you're taking on and trying to do all the different products, you're constantly having to learn each of those new products and the proper techniques on the fly. Every single order kind of ends up feeling like an experiment, or maybe even like a marathon with all the different moving pieces from here and there. And because of this, you're not able to build up systems and be able to batch your work because everything is new and different all the time. Your ingredient lists are miles long. You have all these different components because you're literally making everything. Not to mention that costs a lot of money to do. And at the end of the day, you're never really able to get really good at anything because you're always jumping around to the next thing. Again, I'm speaking from experience. Okay, so we're gonna be using these disposable piping bags that came out of the Kootek Cake Decorating Kit, which again, like I said, it literally has everything that you need to decorate a beautiful cake. And I'm also gonna add in this tool, which is called a coupler. What this coupler does is that it helps you to be able to switch out your different piping tips without having to like figure out how you're gonna get the piping tip out of the bag. It's a whole thing, but yes, so let me fill this up. If you let your buttercream sit for some time, it will get air pockets because of all the air that we whip into it. So all you need to do is just give it a little stir to knock those bubbles out, and then you'll be good to go. I'm gonna get a second bag, cut the tip, and then we're gonna drop the coupler in here. And then I'm gonna cut the tip of this one, and we're gonna drop this in there like that. And now we have our coupler in here, and when I wanna switch colors, I can just take this out, drop in a new bag, or if I need to refill it, just drop in a new bag, take it out, drop in a new bag. Keeps things much cleaner. And then I can just switch out the piping tips as needed. So yeah, a quick little tip for you. Oh yeah, I was telling you that like I've done this. I know this all because I've done it. I've lived it, right? I know this from experience. But I lived in the chaos for far too long. And I decided that is not gonna be my life anymore. Because I used to do like, somebody wanted a cake, okay, cool. Somebody wanted decorated sugar cookies, you know what, I'm gonna do it, we're gonna figure it out. If someone wanted macarons, I'm going to YouTube and I'm about to figure out how to make macarons for the people, right? I was doing everything, and all of that took time for me to try to figure out how to learn a new skill, learn new recipes, right? Hopefully that the recipe that I chose was actually going to be good, because then if not, then I got to do it again, spending and wasting more ingredients, and then I'm on a time frame because I'm trying to get this order out for whoever ordered it, right? Okay, it's a whole story, sorry. But at the end of the day, it just made me so exhausted. I got tired of all of that, right? Like every time I was having to start from scratch mentally over and over and over again. I didn't have a flow. I didn't have any systems in place or nothing. The kit comes with these beautiful scrapers. I normally use a metal scraper, but then I learned the secret to fast tracking my business is to actually get really good at just a handful of products. And it's even better if you just niche all the way down and just focus on one product. Like, it's okay to just be the cookie person, or just be the custom cake person, or just be the cupcake person. That is perfectly okay, and it's actually really smart. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to do everything, okay? Take it from me, take permission. I'm giving you permission. You don't have to do everything, okay? Okay. And I'm telling myself this too, because I'm still growing through this along with you, okay? I don't have this, I'm still growing and refining and perfecting as well. And as I've matured in my business, I've basically gotten to a point where you can't rush me in building out my menu and my business anymore. The beauty in that is that I'm able to take my time and build up products that I'm truly proud of and I know will actually work and sell. I'm taking my time to learn how to sell one product really, really well before I move on to add anything else, right? Which is why I've been focusing a lot on my cookies. I'm learning how to make a really good product and how to sell that really well before I start moving on to other things. And then once I learn how to sell that thing really, really well, I'm then taking that and then turning it into a formula that I can then use and repeat again to see success with a new product if I so choose. And that's the shift, You're not trying to be everything to everyone from day one, right? You start out small and then you build a strong foundation. You're basically building out the game plan, right? And then you're able to run the plays over and over and over again and constantly make touchdowns. Come on, somebody. Come on. Okay, so I have my base coat on. I'm going to put this into the fridge for a little bit before I come back to put the final coat on. So 1 second. This is the Kootek 158-piece decorating kit, and this is a perfect example of what I mean by having the right tools for your signature products. This kit has everything: a revolving turntable, 64 piping tips, including Russian and Korean nozzles, angled and straight spatulas, a leveler, fondant molds, 50 disposable bags, plus reusable ones. When you have all your tools in one place like this, it becomes so much easier to build those repeatable systems we've been talking about. You're not scrambling for tools or having to improvise. You have what you need when you need it, and that's what lets you execute your signature designs efficiently and consistently every single time. Kootek Cake Decorating Kit, listed in the description below. This kit comes with so many things. Look at this. I think you literally have everything that you would ever need to decorate a cake. look at all of these piping tips. I'm definitely gonna have to use this to help me figure out what all these different piping tips are. Like, look at that. That's like 100 piping tips. This is a really, really pretty pink. And if you want to use the metal turntable versus the plastic turntable, you can still do that and it'll still match all the colors because it comes in pink too. How cool is this? The difference between these two turntables, because I know y'all are gonna have questions about it. This is the plastic turntable that comes with the Kootek Cake Decorating Kit. It spins so smoothly. It's super easy to work with. And then you have the metal turntable from Kootek that you can buy separately. It's just as smooth. Both have great spin quality. They both spin the same 360 degrees rotation. The only real difference between these two is the material and the weight. But both are really great. And it's really just up to your personal and budgeting preferences. And also a quick heads up, if you're watching this during Black Friday, Kootek has a deal running, so it's a perfect time to grab whichever one feels right for you. All the links will be in the description for their Black Friday deal. And we're back. And of course, while getting it out of the refrigerator, I poked the hugest hole in the side of my cake. Oh, terrible. So we need to repair this. We gotta fix this and then we'll get going on putting on our base coat, which is going to be like a brownish color, you know, for gingerbread house. Ooh, ah. So a signature product is like kind of a product that you're known for. It's something that you know how to make really, really well. It's recognizable as yours, as something that you specifically do. And because it's a signature and it becomes a signature item, you know, when it's something that you make consistently over and over again, and you've been able to perfect it, systemize it, and sell it confidently. This is so pretty. Yeah, but y'all, I am like really loving like this kit. It is so, like, look at this pink, y'all. Like, I can't get over it. I should have chosen a pink bowl to go with the whole pink vibe. Like, this is so pretty, you know? And I think it's really cool that Kootek has done this with their cake decorating kits, because I bought some before, but they were, you know, just the regular colors. So I'm really happy now to have a pink option, a pink version of this. It makes it really fun. And I know like a lot of bakers do like the pink thing, right? So it just fits in, right? All of these tools are just like super, they're good quality, right? They get the job done. The scrapers and everything that I'm using are just, it's just everything that you need, right? Like they thought this all the way through, and it's literally just everything that you, as a baker, professional cake decorator, would need, which works out because, you know, especially with making vintage cakes, that takes like a lot of different piping tips and all of that good stuff. And in this kit, you literally have every piping tip that you could probably think of to make the most elaborate, the most glorious, the most beautiful, intricate, detailed vintage cake that you want. But yeah, signature products, that can be like so many things, right? It could be like a signature flavor that you do, right? A signature product, a signature style, a signature design, right? It's not limited in what that is, but it's the thing that you've gotten really, really good at and that you know that people love about you. Just really quickly on my buttercream, I used Wilton Brown food coloring to get this, and then I used an emulsion blender to really bring that color forward. But yeah, so maybe your signature product are cookies and you offer them in 4 flavors, like me, right? Chocolate chip, snickerdoodle, brown butter, toffee, cookies and cream, whatever, right? And that's it. You make those 4 flavors so well that people rave about them, and that's what they know you for. Because they become your signature item, right? You've really focused and honed in your skills on them. You know exactly how to make them, how long they take to make, how much they cost to make, how much you need to price them for, and you're able to sell them consistently. Or like, say for instance, you do mini cakes. People are able to just like come to you and know like, hey, I want to get this from you, X, Y, and Z, boom, bam, bam, done, right? They know what they're getting and you know what you're giving them. It's a glorious setup, really. It really, like, it simplifies things. It just makes business simple. It makes running your business simple. You're not trying to master every single bakery product that there ever is. You catch on and ride every single trend that ever pops up, right? You're picking a thing that you love making, and this can always change down the road, right? But the thing is to focus on that one thing, and you choose and decide to go all in on that product. And that's like one of the things that people don't realize. Having signature products, it doesn't really limit you. I mean, in a sense, it limits you, right? It keeps you in check. But having signature products can really give you freedom in your business. It's just a different type of freedom. It's a more strategic, business-minded freedom. Then you're able to charge really good prices for it. You're able to make it faster, which is going to cut down on your time and your time costs. But then you're also able to take on more orders in the same amount of time that it was originally taking you to just make like 1 or 2 products, right? And you're able to scale and do more without having to burn out. And then you get to build up the reputation of being that girl, that baker, right? Because there's more than just girls here. Hello to my fellas out there, that baker, okay? That becomes way more powerful, right? For you and your business than just like being the mediocre random person. You never know kind of what you're gonna get. I mean, unless you choose to go that route and you just work really hard to build up that type of, right? Like anything and everything is possible. Okay, let me just put that. Anything and everything is possible, right? I just personally think, and then just in business in general, it's harder when there's no consistency, when you're trying to do and manage all the things. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop this back into the fridge to let this coat set up for a little bit. And then we're gonna get into adding all of the intricate details and things in there, okay, making it look really nice. But doesn't it look so good so far? Look at that. So while that sets up, let's take care of a few things. So I picked out a handful of piping tips that I plan to use. And then as I decorate and build and add onto the cake, then I'll be able to like actually see what it is that I'm actually going to use. But I just like to have all the pieces out sitting ready for me, just in case. But yeah, having a signature line of products and flavors and designs and stuff, like that's a pro move, right? That's a pro move. And those are the things, once you get deeper into your business, you start seeing and start realizing are like necessary for your growth and to scale. So say for instance, if I were going to sell cakes during the holiday season, instead of just opening it up for like custom orders, hey, whatever design you want, I would instead focus on a handful of pretty designs that I want to sell for the season, such as this vintage gingerbread cake. So like I might offer 3 to 4 holiday cake designs in total, right, that people then get to choose from, along with a set list of flavors that people get to choose from. So probably like 2 or 3 flavors, right? I'm keeping it specific to things that I've already mastered and things that are gonna make it easy for me to be able to batch and produce really quickly without taking up all of my time, because I want to enjoy the holidays as well. Putting the cover on here. So then, and because you're familiar with this, because you've worked with it for so long, you've been able to create systems for it. You now know the exact tools that you need, the exact kind of framework for designs that you're gonna do, exactly how long it takes to make it, and exactly how you're gonna execute it. There's no guessing. You just get to flow through the process and whip out as many cakes as your heart will allow. You're getting to create options, right, for your customers, but you're still keeping it within a framework that works well for you. And this can flow into any product that you may choose to be your signature product, right? Like cookies, for example. instead of opening yourself up for just solely customs, right? Instead, you say, hey, these are the options that you have for this season, because you can always switch it out each season, right? So it doesn't have to be the only thing that you offer forever and ever. But then you can start mixing it up by the seasons. And then you're able to get really good at those designs. And you can add on new flavors that you've worked on, and you get to perfect those, right? So it's kind of like a snowball effect. So then it makes it easier because you've already laid the framework, right, for how to sell this product. You've already laid the framework for how to sell and market to your target audience from that initial signature product, right? So now it's easier for you to add on another signature product or add on more flavors to those signature products because you've already built a strong foundation and base. Now, I will tell y'all, while we talking about signature products, okay, vintage cakes are not signature products for me, okay? They're not a signature product. But I had this design in mind and I wanted to make it for you, so that's what I'm doing, right? So just let me clear the air there, okay? Don't come for me. Don't come for me. But yeah, the whole gist in this is that, and like the other part to this too, is that like you're building a brand, right? Like this is you building a brand. A lot of people, try to start off first with the brand and then you add in, and that's fine. But more than often, your brand is going to change over time once you actually get into the weeds of things, right? Once you actually see how things flow, things are going to shift a little bit. So that's why I personally feel like it's good to get in, build up your signature items, and then you're able to build a brand around that, right? Because you already know what you're doing. You've built consistency, and you're building those systems that are going to allow you to settle in on this is who I am, and then this is where I'm going. It is time to decorate this bad boy. Start decorating it. Okay. All right, so now we are going to get into the details of this cake, but back on topic. So once you've decided on your signature products, the next step is building systems around them. And I know systems can sound really technical or boring, but I promise it's not, y'all. It's actually one of my most favorite things that I have been falling in love with my business. So a system is just a repeatable process that makes your life easier. It's knowing exactly what you need to do in what order every single time. So let's say you decide, okay, my signature product is going to be a vintage gingerbread themed cakes, right? So now that you know that, you need to build systems around that product so you're not reinventing the wheel every single time. So what could that look like? It looks like you creating recipe cards for each flavor that you're going to be offering, right? You write down the exact recipe, the exact process that you go through, the exact baking time and temperature, so you're not having to guess or make tweaks every time that you make this product. You just follow your system. Then it can also look like you figuring out your pricing, right? Once you calculate your ingredient costs, your time, your overhead, and you set your price, that's it. That's the price for that item. And there's no more guessing or having to try to figure out your numbers and whatnot, right? You know exactly what you need to charge for this particular product. It can also look like you creating templates for your orders. So maybe the way that people order, you have a template for it and you just switch out the products if you change them, right? Or you have like an Instagram story template where you're able to announce your pre-sale. You just reuse that same template over and over again when announcing your pre-sales, and you don't have to create something new every single time you're ready to announce your pre-sale. You're just using that same framework over and over and over again. You know exactly how long it takes you to make it, and you know exactly how you're packaging that product every single time. You know all the tools that you're going to need, like this cake decorating kit from Kootek, right? You know that you're going to use the piping tips and the turntable and all the products inside of here, and it just makes it super easy for you to get ready to actually start making and fulfilling this product in order. You don't have to scramble around or improvise all the time, right? You just execute the system that you've laid out for your products. What is a gingerbread house without the candy decorations, right? So I have here some, what are these called? Yes, thank you. Gumdrops. I have a pack of M&Ms. I have these cute little gingerbread men icing pieces, some sprinkles, and then we're gonna have some crushed candy cane that's going to go on this cake. Now, of course, this cake looks so good just as it is. Let's go ahead and get a picture of this, memories to remember. Now, this is where it's going to get really good, right? Because once you've built a system around one signature product and you're selling it successfully, you can then use that same framework to add new products, right? That's how you're going to be able to scale your business without chaos. You're not going to be adding random products on a whim, right? You're going to be strategically building your menu using proven systems. So here's the next piece that's going to be really important, right? You have to actually learn how to sell your signature products, right? It's not enough just to make something that looks good or something that tastes good. You have to know how to talk about it and how to make people want it, right? It's going to be so much easier to be able to sell the same thing over and over again than to try to sell something different every single time, right? Because that causes you to have to relearn, well, like, how do I talk about this product? Then how do I sell this? How do I market this? Well, how do I get the content for it, right? When you have a signature product, you're able to post about that item like every single pre-sale, right? You're able to reuse your content for that product. So you're not always having to recreate new content for your product. And then from that, you're able to build up demand for that specific product. And then that's what's going to make marketing so much easier because you're not constantly trying to explain what you do. You've already explained it and you just show up with your signature product and people are able to just get it. Here is the finished vintage gingerbread house themed cake. Yeah. This is exactly kind of the idea behind like a signature design that you could offer if you were wanting to sell holiday cakes. It's super beautiful, it's cohesive. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I'm just so in love with this cake. I want to keep it and like just set it in my home as like Christmas decorations because it is just so cute. I'm gonna have to do this again. I'm sorry, I know I'm getting off script, I'm going off cuff, but like, I just love it so much. Oh, it makes, I'm so happy. I'm sorry. Okay, anyways. But yeah, you can make this cake for multiple orders over and over again, right? Like, you know your kind of setup and theme. Of course, you know, you here and there you dibble and dabble, right? But you could turn this into a repeatable design. And honestly, none of this would be possible, right, without having good quality tools. The Cake Decorating Kit by Kootek is literally, my daughter said, very technique. So the Kootek Cake Decorating Kit is very technique, right? Like, look at it, it's all over the cake. It literally has everything that you need in order to be able to create professional looking cakes on a budget. So the kit actually comes with this turntable. It's perfect for beginners, but when you're ready and have the funds to level up your game, then I would definitely recommend upgrading to their metal turntables, which of course now comes in pink, right? So you can have the whole setup. I love their pink kit. Literally everything that we need. The turntable, as you saw me using the scrapers, the piping bags, the piping tips, the spatulas, literally everything that you need is inside of that cake decorating kit, and I absolutely love it. So it doesn't matter if you are brand new to the game, never baked a cake, decorated a cake before, or if you've been decorating cakes for years at this point, this kit is everything. I'll link the kit and the turntable and everything in the description below. So if you're interested in that, please head there to grab yours. But here's what I really want you to take away from this whole conversation. You don't have to do all the things to have a successful bakery business. You can use tools and systems like the Kootek Cake Decorating Kit to lay the foundation of your successful home bakery. Just pick what's gonna be your signature product and then work to get really, really good at it. Build systems around that product. Learn how to sell it really well. And then if you want to add on something new, use that same framework that you know works to build it. That's how you're gonna build a business that's profitable, scalable, and honestly just so much less stressful. If this video resonated with you, or you like this cake, or you are going to go and grab your own Kootek Cake Decorating Kit, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit the hype button. Please hit the hype button. Hype me up. Hype me up. Anyways, hype me up, yes, for real, because my goal here is to help you build a business that you love and to make it simple. All right, y'all, thank you so much again to Kootek for sponsoring this video. All the links will be linked in the description below. I hope you have a happy holidays, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Until then, guys, peace. and Merry Christmas. All right, and cut.